Hello everyone and welcome to our UAH ACM 1-month Git presentation for 2023. A little introduction and installation of dependencies before we get on with the live demonstration. Git is an open source version control system which allows you to track your changes locally to a project, also known as a repository. It's an essential tool in the software world and definitely a skill that you could end up putting on a resume. GitHub is a cloud-based service to host and manage your Git repositories and be able to view them on the web for yourself as well as others to see if you so choose. It allows for easy access as well as collaboration on projects. We'll also be using Visual Studio Code, which is a popular, lightweight, integrated development environment, allowing you to edit your code and make it easier to write code. So I want you to have downloaded and installed Git in addition to VS Code through either these links or finding the download page online. I'll show that in a second. And then also have created a GitHub account here. And then just quickly going through some basic git bash commands that we'll be using. Clone, which essentially copies a repository into your local files. Add, which stages files ready to be committed. Commit, which logs and describes your changes, acting as a sort of checkpoint. And then push, which uploads your changes to GitHub. Now, on to the live demonstration. I'll be showing you step-by-step how to set up your website repository so you can get started on your 1-month project. So just quickly, these are the download pages for Visual Studio Code and Git. We have here for other operating systems. So once you're logged into GitHub and have these two dependencies installed, you're going to want to go to UAH ACM's website repository using this URL. And it should look roughly like this. You're going to want to go here and fork the repository. This, as it says, essentially makes your own copy or kind of branch of the repository for you to work on, and then when you go to submit, it'll be requesting essentially a merge into the actual repository. But this will allow us to have our own repository with the same contents. So I'm just going to leave this all as is, create fork. And now we can see this is my fork of UAH ACM website. So now that I'm on my repository, I want to go to code, HTTPS, and copy this link. Now, before we do anything with that link, I want to find a place where I'm going to store this project or projects in general. So what I'm going to do is just create a folder wherever you so choose. Name it, you can name it whatever you like, but I'm going to name mine repos. I know that this is on my desktop. And then you want to open that folder in Visual Studio Code. So I should be able to go here, say open folder, open folder, desktop, repos. So now that I'm here, I have repos open. I want to open a terminal for that directory. That looks about right. And now I just want to verify that Git has been installed correctly. So I'm just going to type Git. And it should come up with this little help guide. If it doesn't, the first thing I would try is trying the same thing, but within a Git bash shell, or simply exiting and reopening an instance of VS Code. But since mine seems all good, I'm going to go ahead and clone our repository. I'm going to type git clone and then paste the link that we had copied earlier. And it might take a minute considering the size of the website. All right, so now that it is finished cloning, we can see within our directory repos, it has generated this new directory website, which contains all the contents of the ACM website for UAH. But now we just want to be within the website directory and not also within repos. So I'm just going to open the website folder within VS Code. So if you don't still have this welcome page, you can go here and say File, New Window, and it should pop up the same thing. But since I have it here, I'm just going to open folder, go into repos, select website, and select folder. So now I just have the website repository. I'm going to open a terminal for this directory. So now that we have that, I'm going to create my member folder. So to do that, I just expanded members, but you don't have to do that. Right click on the members, right click, and say new folder, and then name it your name. I'm just adding a 1 because I already have a folder. So now it should be generated within here. If it's not, you should be able to drag and drop appropriately. And then I want to create within my folder an index.html. That will be the basis file for your website. As you can see on my old website, we have HTML, JavaScript, and CSS files, as well as an assets folder, which you're free to create all of those, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So now that I've added this HTML file and this new member folder directory, VS Code is indicating to me that I've just added these things and they're not being tracked yet. So that's when we're going to use Git. So what I want to do is, well, something that I always like to do is check the status. So type git status, and it kind of tells me an overview of what's going on. So it's telling me what branch I'm on and what untracked files I have. And then once you're ready to stage your changes to be committed, you can type git add, and then I want to do everything that's been changed, but you can also select only specific files. I'm going to say git add all. You can also say -A, and that would do the same thing, I believe. Now, add this again. It should show me this new file is staged and ready to be committed. So now, to commit it, I just type git commit and then -M indicating my message following. You want to write something relatively descriptive, so I'm just going to say whatever you want. Usually you make more significant changes and describe what you did, but in this case, I didn't really do all that much. So it may or may not try to auto-detect what account you want to commit from. And since I don't want to use that, I'm going to change my credentials to match my GitHub account that I want to use, or that I set earlier. So what you want to do is you can follow what it says here, or you can type git config global user.name, and I want to set mine to be that's for sure, and git config global user.email to be the email that I used on my GitHub account. So now if I did the edit, it should be updated. Yeah, now we see. And you could have gone here using arrow keys because VI to edit. Follow. That was me just updating my identity, essentially, for that commit. And I should be able to see that commit now in the log. And here was my commit I just did. To exit. To exit VI, as well as this, type :Q, just a side note. So that was just locally using Git. Now I want to push it up to GitHub to see it here. And that's when I type git push. And it should prompt me, should prompt me to log in to my GitHub. So I'm just going to sign in with my browser. Okay, so I guess it just detected that I was logged into my account, but you might have to enter in your credentials for your GitHub account. But in this case, I see right here, 2 minutes ago, I committed init website. And we can see that here as well in the folder that I altered. So that's basically it in terms of overall functionality, how you're going to be using Git. But you will only be editing your member folder. So I just created this member folder, EsterShore1, and I added my HTML file. And let's say I also wanted to add an assets folder. And you'd put any like images you use for your website or things of that sort. And I wanted to add my style.css file and my script.js file. And I believe you need something within folders for them to be recognized, so I'm just going to add some temporary nothingness right here. And now its status, we can see it's recognizing all of these things. I'm going to git add all. Status again. See that it's all the stuff that I wanted, and it's green. And I'll say added assets, JavaScript, CSS, and push that up to GitHub. And I'll check that on GitHub, that the changes have been reflected. And there we go. So that was the live demonstration of setting up your website repository. Here's some more resources I've linked here, some more Git commands, a link to past UAH ACM 1-month projects for your reference. So for instance, this was mine. It's like a little clicker type game. And then a link to our Discord server where you can contact any leadership or collaborate with other people or just chat. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm at Shorewind on Discord or email me here. That's all. Thanks for watching and hope to see you at future ACM events.